Yeah, and I just said, well, you know, if you're going to work this hard, we may as well buy our own business. I said, tyre and mechanical shop. Well, like, oh, we could do that.
Yeah, but I don't think you can ever really prepare yourself for the unknown. I just said to myself, if you don't pick up that phone, you're not going to make money.
This is what they're saying in the industry is we are not going to survive this. We need to do something different.
Yep.
You don't get to the size business we are now without having great staff. Every single part is so important, but his personality just shone. This guy's awesome. Like, we want him in our family.
And there's been moments where I've had my head in between the knees out the back, sitting on the tyre and going, I'm done, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing how even just a couple of words just help someone go, yep, we're under control?
Life is short, we all know that. Like, you got to do what you love.
Hello everyone, my name's Graham Strang, and I hope my younger self is listening. Tonight's guests are people I've known for a very long time. They actually look after all our cars. Steve, Jenny, from JAX Tyres. Welcome.
Thank you.
I normally shake everyone's hands, but it's I got to reach all the way over there. So, do you want to get straight into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Go for it.
So, the way we're going to start this is we're talking about a bit of a personal background and early influences.
Yep.
So you grew up with a mechanical father,
Yeah,
and your parents owned businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were the businesses?
My parents have owned a heap of businesses over the years, a couple of pizza shops, takeaways, service stations, soft drink, like years and years ago, well, like before they had us, soft drink runs, milk runs, heaps of different things. So I've always grown up in business my whole life. So it's always something I wanted to do, basically.
And mechanics?
And well, funnily enough, my parents, I grew up in mum and dad had a small family business as well, which was a mechanical business. And on top of that, at one stage they owned the general store and the fuel depot and 3 bus runs. So they were quite busy in a small community.
So you never got into trouble whatsoever?
I wouldn't go that far. But
Constantly.
we talk about it all the time. Jen's parents owned a servo with the bus run.
With the bus
so
run.
did my parents.
And a post office.
Yeah. So we were come from very similar backgrounds.
So how old were you two when you met?
I was,
Right.
no, just before I turned 18, and he was still 17.
Yeah.
Oh, so you robbed the cradle, yep.
Yeah, he's my toy boy.
Ah, this is now it's making more
There
sense.
we go.
So you've bought a business together, because we're going to jump around a bit, but did all that stuff together that you got from both your parents working, your sets of parents working for themselves, did that motivate you to want to work for yourselves?
It did for me. It's something I always wanted to do. My dad was very big on, just have a go, Jen. I'll back you with whatever you do. You can do anything if you put your mind to it. It's just hard work. And if you fail, just have another crack. So I was always going, oh, what can I do? He reckons there's, no limits, I suppose, to what you can do.
Yeah, and I suppose the same here. Like my early memories of being at home as a young kid, I remember laying in bed going to sleep and Dad still down there working, and I just seen what he had to do
To get there.
have the ski boat or to go on those trips away, and I think monkey see, monkey do. And funnily enough, my father worked for us when we were in business just to help us get us started as a mechanic. And I actually asked him, I said, you mightn't be able to answer this question now. I said, but how did you instill the work ethics in me so I can then pass that on to my son? And he thought about it for a minute and he goes, I'm going to have to get back to you on that. But the only thing he can come up with is that you've seen how hard I had to work to get to what we had.
Yeah.
So I just pretty much adopted that.
So how did you find JAX then?
Bit of a funny story, because we were in Mount Isa. We'd been up there for about 8 years. The kids were little. And Steve's work ethics are he's a workaholic. So he had worked
There's nothing wrong with that.
But he just worked so hard and worked like it was his own, and he'd get so frustrated with the big mind mentality. And and I just said, well, if you're going to work this hard, we may as well buy our own business. So then we sort of worked out where we wanted to go. We do a lot of pros and cons list. So stay in Mount Isa, go to the coast, Toowoomba. We had friends and family in Toowoomba. So that's why we come back here. And so we went on businessesforsale.com and literally scrolled. And I know this sounds really silly.
Sounds like online dating, to be honest.
We just sat there and we scrolled and we went, oh, tyre mechanical shop. We're like, oh, we could do that.
Yeah.
There happened to be 3 tyre shops for sale at that time in Toowoomba, which you would never hear of now. There's never 3 tyre shops. But since we've had the business now 15 years, and I've never seen that many for sale in Toowoomba at once. But yeah.
Were you ready to own a business?
We thought we were. But I don't think you can ever really prepare yourself for the unknown and the challenge that you face.
I have a line that I say that small business isn't for the faint-hearted. But it is sold to you like it's the dream.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a bit like having children. It's the most beautiful thing you'll ever do. But no one quite prepares you for the other stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have a defining moment from when you first bought it that made you go, holy crap, we're in up to our ears?
Yeah. Yeah, a good friend of ours who is quite high up in JAX Tyres and Auto now, April Harwood, she done the introduction, I suppose, to the JAX, and took us around to a lot of JAX stores, and she sat back and done the handover for us in Toowoomba here, and she goes, you guys don't realise what you've just bought. And we went, yeah, we bought a tyre shop. Naive us. However, the opportunity is what she was sort of meaning. But I suppose I should let you talk about what you had to learn, because I was not from sales. I was an underground miner, mechanical background, and Jen was going to do the front counter and I was going to work in the workshop. We were going to work to each other's strengths. And I suppose a week before we took over, Jen, April said to us, do you know what a tyre size was? And Jen goes, no, I suppose we should learn that.
Didn't even think about it. Like, we were so naive.
Yeah.
It's like, so a week before we went in, that's what I learnt what a tyre size was. And that was my holy shit moment. I just went, what have I done? I'm going to be selling these things and I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember that every time we have customers come in and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's okay. Like, we've all been there.
Yeah.
It's amazing selling once you actually work it out. It's actually got nothing to do with the tyre size.
No.
It's just about solving their problem.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what the business is. It's helping people solve their challenges and their problems.
That's what I say to every staff member that's on the front counter or a mechanic. Every customer that walks through that front door has a challenge. I like to call it a challenge rather than a problem. And all we got to do is find a solution for their challenge, and they're happy.
And treat every customer as if it's your mum or your daughter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's how you've got to treat it, and make sure they've got the understanding. If they don't understand what you're telling them their car needs, show them, or, you know, we've got some cool stuff coming.
One of my favourite things that I see on an invoice, which I know that you do for a few of us, it's called the peace of mind check.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because how many times have I sent you a car and said, Teela's going to blah.
Yeah.
I need to know that I just don't have to think about it. And then I see the peace of mind, I'm going, Isn't it amazing how even just a couple of words just help someone go, yep, we're under control.
For sure. Absolutely.
So when you bought the business, so there was just the two of you, or did you have more staff than that, or?
Yeah, there was about another 3 staff.
There was
about 4 of us. There was no mechanic. So we bought Steve's dad on because we knew we could trust him. Because, you know, a mechanic to me is like a hairdresser.
Yep.
And most women out there will get that. Everyone goes to the same hairdresser.
Yep.
And people do that with a mechanic. So us being in a new business, we wanted to know that we could trust the person that was going to be doing that such important part of the business. So that was huge. But
so there was 5 of us.
Must have been 5, including your dad.
Yeah, there was a tyre fitter, myself, my father, Jen, and
Another one on the counter.
another one on the front counter, and that was it.
Did they all stay on long? I mean, I know your father was with you for quite a while.
Some did.
Yeah, some.
Because you don't know what you're getting when you're buying a business. And I actually did a Teams meeting last week with new incoming franchisees for JAX. I've done it a few times now where it's just an open slather and they ask you questions. And that was one of the things. Do we keep staff or do you not keep staff when you're buying a new business? And it's like, well, no. It's
You've got to
hard one.
spend that month or two getting to know them.
You
And
do.
You soon
And
work
just
out-
because they didn't work with the old owner doesn't mean they're not going to work with you. So it's a tough call.
Oh, well, we know that buying the sports bar. It's virtually a retraining phase for everyone, getting to know the team, and we've actually discovered we've got a pretty good team. So we're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
So you've actually, and I know you call it the JAX family. So you've now gone from 5 staff to what are you sitting at now, 15 years later?
15, 16.
16.
Yeah.
You run.
It'll be 15.
This says here that you split the responsibilities. You're running the day-to-day with, hello, this is Eddie,
Yeah. With our manager, yeah.
the back office.
Yeah.
Do you have any other great team members that have over the years that stick in your brain that you
Heaps.
heaps?
Heaps. Like you don't like get to the size business we are now without having great staff. Do you know what I mean? Like, we literally had a teams meeting a couple of weeks ago, and that was the biggest topic, was you don't get anywhere without your tyre fitter.
No.
Without even, the young fella that's taking the scrap tyres out, or anybody on the counter. Like, every single part is so important. It's all
Yeah, they all play a critical part.
massive.
And,
But I mean,
and it's about letting them know that too. Like even just tightening a wheel nut, like that's so important.
Because
Make sure.
the responsibility that comes with that.
Yeah.
huge.
We sell height safety gear here. It's the same thing. The responsibility of making sure what you're certifying, tagging, doing is right, because the other option is not good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we've got Josh that's been a mechanic who's been with us for 12 years. So he started off, he come from Big City.
Yeah, come from Beef City. He was a night cleaner there, and all he wanted to do was become a mechanic. So we just put him on. I said, let's just start you in the tyre area, and then we moved into wheel alignments, doing inspections, and then he's now a qualified mechanic, has been for years. But it's about giving
Amazing.
people the opportunities as well.
And he's an amazing mechanic.
He's a great guy.
Oh, look, and I can tell from personal experience that, they always find the solve the problems, like the Barina you just had that they couldn't figure it out, and one of the boys worked it out, which was sensational.
Eventually, yeah.
Well, that was a 4-week process.
Yeah. Some are a bit trickier. And Vito, that's probably a good one to talk about too, our wheel aligner.
Yep.
So he's been with us for 9 years. Now, he's Italian. So when he come to us, he walked in for a job interview, hardly spoke any English. And we're like, how are we going to put someone on that we can't really communicate with? Like, it was very minimal. But his personality just shone.
Yeah.
Like, there was just something about him, and we spoke and we went, this is going to be hard, but this guy is awesome. Like, we want him in our family. And 9 years, and he's went from tyre fitting, he's now wheel aligning, and now because he loves making pizza, and amazing pizza, he now does weekend parties.
So why am I only just learning this?
Oh, you should try them. They are the
He
best.
brings them to work.
Yeah.
I can see that you're really struggling with that. It's terrible.
Yeah,
It's
no.
amazing.
He's very big on
Yeah,
his
really
culture.
good.
Loves it.
Yeah.
We do have to address one of them, though, because it is the Morgan in
Oh, the Morgan.
the Morgan in the room.
Yes, the Morgan, I know.
So breaking the fourth wall, Morgan's been with you for 5 years?
5 years.
5 years.
And everyone who comes in loves her, and everyone's going to miss her like we are.
And I have stolen her.
Yes.
She's starting with us in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Yep.
And she's going to drive me as mad as she's driven you mad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You're
know,
going to tell her to stop talking.
I love her ideas. Like,
Yeah.
I've had these Facebook messages that go dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Cool. That's really good.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that she thinks about it.
Yeah.
All the time. We've got a group with the office, and I got messages yesterday. So even though she's leaving, she's still thinking of things.
Oh, and the good part of this part of the conversation is that if you trust your team and you run a good show, you need to trust that your team will eventually go and do something else.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not a negative as long as they do that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
If they step sideways or step down, I believe
disappointed then.
you've done something wrong.
And that's how we look at it too. But she's going, something different. It's going to be great for her kids as well.
Yep.
Everything, and something new. And she's stepping up. So it's really good. We're proud of her.
But it just amazed me the nervousness of, and because it was not planned, this was an accidental employment. It wasn't it was just doing a bit of mentoring, and all of a sudden going, actually, I think this might work.
Yeah.
The nervousness and the loves that she has for you two about working out how to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And
I know. She bawled her eyes out when she told her kids. She goes, her kids cried because we've known them since like they were babies. So yeah, her kids cried. It's like, it's okay. You're not losing it.
That's right. I said, no, I said, knowing our cars, you're still going to be down there.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm sure she'll be calling in for a coffee.
Yeah. But that's the bit that I wanted to highlight was the fact that, you know, it is relationships.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's, if you handle things right, everything stays on the right level. And it's about the respect side, you know, and it's something I wish that we could teach more people, whether it's in business or life, that you can make decisions and be respected for it rather than trying to burn the house down and stick your head in the sand, because it doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Right, so we've covered you guys fairly well on. We haven't gone into much of the schooling stuff because you're anything like me, you didn't want to talk about school anyway. But the workplace culture is something you guys have done really well. You know, you've always had good retention. The one thing I always love about you guys is you're always working in with the team, not just telling them what to do. What tricks have you learned around what you're doing to make sure you hold people long term?
I suppose being there and working beside them and not asking them to do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah.
That's probably been one of a big challenge. Just to get off topic is pulling back from the workshop side of it and then getting more in the office to work on the business. But I suppose when you're out there with the staff in the day-to-day running of it, they've got a bit of respect or higher respect for you because you're sort of beside them, helping them out, guiding them, and teaching them as well, because they're not just going to learn by working.
Especially in the small business line of things, there's some real power in them seeing the boss doing some dishes, sweeping a floor, emptying a bin, changing a tyre, answering a phone, not just sitting on high waiting for everyone to make it happen. Is that a fair description?
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure. I'd get bored if I just sat around.
I mean, I can even fit tyres.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't probably do it as much now,
Yep.
but earlier days when we were getting new staffs, I would always make a point to go out and actually fit some tyres, help them out, just so they could see, especially the new employees, see that I'm not just going to ask them to do something, especially being early days being a female in this industry, you know, where there's heaps more now, even the franchisees and everything within JAX. But yeah, that was a massive thing. So the respect they then had for me was crazy, and they knew that I sort of didn't know what I was talking about because I could do it.
Have you had much on the negative side with when it comes to like we've all had to exit people over time? How have you had to handle if you've had to say, no, they're not working out for us? If you can give some tips to someone who's got to move a staff member on.
I don't know if that's ever easy.
No, it's always a challenge. I suppose it's about sitting down with them and just and I don't know how to really answer that question because it's something that I don't like doing
Either.
But it's just about having a conversation to them and with them and just going.
Yeah, and we also
not really going to work out.
Have chats with them and ask what, you know, do they have a 5-year goal? You know, is there something they're wanting to do? Like we had an apprentice working for us who was a school-based apprentice.
Yep.
And then once he left school, he come and was an apprentice mechanic and you could just see he wasn't happy. Like he wasn't enjoying it. Even his trainer's like, I just don't know if this is for him. So the trainer had a chat, we had a chat, like, is this actually what you want to do? You know, have a think about it and he was still great at work, but it just isn't, like he was only 18 or 19 and all he ever talked about was cricket and travelling.
Yep.
And he ended up coming back and he goes, it's not for me. And he's gone and become a travel agent. Yeah. He's studying to do that. So I'm like, that was really cool. I'm like, that's what his passion was. Like, life is short. We all know that. Like, you got to do what you love. So that's probably one way.
There's probably always a fair build up to it as well, and many conversations in the lead up to that end conversation. But very rarely have we ever had to do it because when we sit down and interview people, it's like sitting down here having a chat to you and, you know, where do you want to be in 5 years? And I ask weird questions like, if you had an open checkbook, what car would you buy? So to get that feel for the guy and what he likes, and you really do employ people like yourself.
79 HZ Ute, 3 on the tree bench seat, in that dark pearl blue.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. I love that you know that.
I had one. I sold it.
Yeah,
Never have sold it.
yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Uh,
But that's one of our interview questions.
Oh, good.
Yeah, if you could have any car, what would it be? Like, we had someone that wanted a van to put his DJ equipment in. You know, like it was.
But it's amazing how
Yeah.
what people want can be so simplistic.
Yeah, it's
It
so
doesn't
different.
need to be
No,
flash.
Yeah.
no.
Community connection. So a bit like us, you guys are heavily involved in the Toowoomba local community. Have you gone about using the business in yourselves to make sure that you stay connected in our non-for-profits local community and helping out? Because one of the big things in small business is giving back.
Yep, I'm okay. So,
Your turn.
my turn again. I feel like I'm talking a lot. So the Toowoomba City Golf Club, we've been doing it for must be 3 or 4 years now. So we give a voucher every week, a $200 voucher to the City Golf Club, and it's for their Friday night raffle. And every week it's a different, either a not-for-profit or local charity or whatever they're doing it for. So we do that. We also do the Harristown State High School basketball team. Plus, you know, there's all the other ones that call in locally for the magic shows, you know, like
Yep.
all the different things.
It's for us here, we have this thing that they never leave empty-handed. So we're $25 vouchers is our standard gift. You come in wanting something and you'll get a couple of them. At least you leave with something. Do you do something similar to that?
Oh, look, yeah, we do. I don't know if there's a standard thing.
No.
It just depends. It depends what it is. So,
Depending on which heartstring gets pulled at the time.
yeah, and I mean, obviously, if it's a customer and it's someone that comes to you, you know, you might do a bit more, I suppose.
Yeah.
When it's, you know, you're constantly getting asked by people, so you can't always help everybody, but, you know, you do try your best. Like we do 4-wheel drive competitions and,
Yeah.
you know, there is a lot that I couldn't even list because it's just...
You'd be amazed if you started the list out.
If you actually went through it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Part of owning a franchise, some of the challenges are that you have the national franchise and then you have yourselves. And sometimes separating the two on a local level is tricky. What things have you done to really make JAX Toowoomba recognised?
I suppose just our Facebook page and being engaged in the community, really.
In the store.
Being in the store ourselves, because, I mean, once you've had customers coming to you for 15 years or so, it probably no longer becomes, I'm going to JAX Tyres, I'm going to see Jen and Steve. You know, like when I come down here to get some boots or whatever I need, I'm going down to Graham.
Yeah.
You know.
And then if you get the boots, then you go back, we've done that.
Yeah, because we get talking, then I walk out and I go, I didn't get the boots.
But you had a great chat.
Yeah.
Well, then Sarah sits in the middle and raises her eyebrows because you ring her and say, can you get some boots and drop them down? Yes, I can. Too funny. Look, a small business is fun. And as I said before, not for the faint-hearted. Have you had some challenges along the way? Well, especially in the early years, I'm guessing you probably did. Have you ever had any make or break moments?
It's big.
There's probably been many, but I've said this to other store owners when they've come along and other franchisees, and there's been moments where I've had my head in between my knees out the back, sitting on the tyre and going, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But we're only just talking about this last night, but that was just burnout.
Yeah.
And I've got this saying that I say, and I tell it to my kids, and I say, Berlings don't quit. So just get up and keep going. So yeah,
We've got to learn to balance that.
we probably don't, yeah, we don't, I struggle with that life balance and work balance because everyone goes, oh, what'd you do on the weekend? Yeah, I worked. I just didn't work at work. I worked at home.
But those of us who like working, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's a really hard thing to explain.
We've actually, because, you know, we've got a little bit of land now, but we actually like it.
Yeah.
We actually like doing what we do.
It's about achieving that something every day so that when I shut my eyes at night time, I'm satisfied.
Yep. So working with family, so obviously working with each other, that has its challenges. Teal and I have this great line we say to each other, there's days that we'll communicate over coffee and then there's days we communicate via email.
Yeah. I mean, we've never really had too much issue.
We're straight shooters.
Yeah.
So we pretty much tell each other how it is.
Yep.
And you just got to cop it.
Yeah, like we
I like how you looked at him and say he's just got to cop it.
yeah. I don't know. We joke around a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you knew us personally and at home, we're always joking around, always
We
taking.
love our Saturday. Like we work together on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And we have a ball.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of fun.
Yep.
And and it was, talking about the challenges.
Yep.
When we first took over the business, it was extremely hard. So Lacey was 2.5. Brody turned 4 the day before we took over. So they were extremely young. I was on the counter. And Steve couldn't even pick up the phone. And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
He did not pick up the phone to even put it on hold for the first 12 months.
I couldn't. I was too
Didn't have the
scared.
confidence.
I was too scared to go. Thanks for calling JAX Tyres Toowoomba. Can you please hold? I was afraid of it. And then one day, the changing moment was, I just said to myself, if you don't pick up that phone, you're not going to make money. And it was quiet, and you're not gonna, you need to walk towards your fear. So I just started doing things, walking towards my fear. I jumped out of a plane and started doing all that sort of crazy thing. But yeah, just ringing customers, cold calling, and talking to humans.
So to segue a little, how did it feel at the end of that day that you walked towards that you feel you're doing those calls?
Very satisfying. Yeah, like and that I achieved something that I've always feared.
It's interesting when you break the barrier on that all of a sudden, and you go, if you look 20 years back, or 15, I should say, back down the line, you're like, oh.
Well, I remember that when we first met years ago, when we were in a networking group, BNI.
Oh, BNI.
And standing up in front of people, like that was not Steve.
That was a massive jump for me.
I could never do that, and I just had to do it. And that it's building confidence really at the end of the day. And even selling tyres, like I used to say to Jen, I don't know how to sell a tyre. I know nothing about that tyre. Like, how do you do it? And Jen goes, well, you just got to study and do a bit of reading, and it's acting, essentially.
Yeah.
And just learn. You're learning it over time.
What the customer wants.
Yeah.
So once you learn the tyres and you know what the customer wants, you just go to what suits them.
Yeah. And in the end, it's like selling a pen. It's a pen.
To us, it doesn't matter what brand someone buys. It's about whether it's price, point for the customer. They're going off-road. They just want it quiet. They want, something in the middle. There's all different things that people look at. I just want one that's good in the wet because they might have had an accident, So there's all different things. So it's fitting that, what they're chasing. So the tyre to suit them, basically, their needs, their price range. And that's what's so good about JAX, having so many different brands.
So did you ever have a fear of anything in the business that wasn't for you?
Don't know.
Jen has always been in sales.
I've
her
always
whole
been in
life.
sales.
From a young girl at a Manama,
Yeah, so
counting money back to customers.
So
So you're my ice to Eskimos person.
So I was actually counting because my mum never let me know that you could actually tell a till to tell you how much change to give. So from 10, I'd stand behind the counter and they'd tell me how much change to give, and I'm like, I know, and I would count it back to them because that's where I
you're
had
standing
to do.
there about this talking.
I wasn't.
Well, nothing's changed.
Yeah, I'm still that tall. But yeah, so from a very, very young age, I was serving customers, all of that sort of stuff. So.
And now you're full circle because you got Brody back in the shop now.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
It's really exciting, actually. It's awesome.
Well, I walked in the other day to get the burrito. He was like, hey. I'm like, hey.
I know, we've got to keep telling him, stop mating it. Because everything's mate. I'm like, you can't call everybody mate.
I didn't even get a mate. He just went, hey.
Oh, you were real special.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to have him back now?
Well, let's just rewind for a second. Brody has worked for us for many years in the workshop.
At school.
That's when he was at school, coming through school on holidays, and some holidays there he wouldn't have a day off, the whole holiday break, which we're very thankful for. When he left grade 12, I said to Brody, I need you to go work for someone else before you come back and work for me. So he's been away for about 8 months now. He's now had the opportunity to come back and work for us
Because you took Morgan.
because you stole
He looks
Morgan off us.
broken-hearted that I took
Yeah.
walk.
However, I'm very proud to have him back in the family, and it was always the intention. But I'm thankful that he's there, and I did sit down with him and just explain to him, like, this is a fantastic opportunity, and I want you to just take this very seriously and grab it by the horns and make it be very professional, really, at the end of the day. He called me Dad the other day. I said, no, I'm Steve. I said,
Jamie and I swing back and forth on that. Sometimes she calls me the manager, and I'm like the owner.
but yeah, look, I love it every day, and like I'm very proud to have Brody in my business, and I suppose I think back and go, oh, I wonder what it would have been like if I stayed and done worked with my dad in his business. But when I was younger and I was trying to find my feet and what am I going to do? Should I become a mechanic? And Dad must have been having a bad day. He goes, don't ever become a mechanic, mate. It's a mug's game. So I thought, well, I'll go boiler making. So that's when I went and done my trade as a boiler maker. But I always gravitated back to the mechanical because I suppose it's just natural. Like, it's always been in me blood, and I'm always diagnosing things and trying to fix things, and motors and things that go fast has always been an interest.
And that's why you're so good at problem solving?
Yes. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what anything is, it's just a problem that needs to be fixed.
Just work it out.
And then Eddie, our manager, he's amazing. So God said, he's just incredible. And he's super excited to train Brody as well.
Yeah.
So that was he was actually even like, hey, like, is Brody going to come back? Like, I reckon he would end up being really good.
And because he's young, he's computer savvy.
Yeah.
That's a massive part of it as well.
Oh, look, I know I'd be lost without Jamie Lee and all that experience, and I'm chasing her out the door now to go. I need you to go and do something else for a while, then come back to us, because I just want you to learn and grow and grow your skill base. You're talking before about the stress side of things, sitting on the tyre, head between your legs, trying to just take those deep breaths to go, what am I doing? I'm assuming you've both done that at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
How do you cope with stress in the workplace? Especially being the owners, the weight is different.
I think it's about everyone has their thing that helps them. Like, whether it's depression, which, we've both been on antidepressants. Like, I don't know many JAX store owners that aren't on them. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of stresses in it. But I just think it's finding that thing for you. Like, we love going camping and just being away, especially no mobile service and just...
Isn't no mobile service the best?
It is the best.
It's the best.
And we've just bought a little bit of land, and like, we're still sort of in town, but when I look out, it's just trees. So it's just, I sit out there and I can breathe, I listen to the birds, and I don't know, that sort of centers me before I start my day. So
Yeah, we've been to some pretty amazing places around the world, but we're still happy around a campfire with good people, good conversations.
So would you say the support network is a large part of it?
That's massive.
The circle?
Yeah.
And to add to that
Other
too, we
business
get to network with other store owners as well on a quarterly basis, and talk about challenges and good things as well. And at least you're not alone. And I can come down here and have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And when we're on the same level, because it's just we're selling different things, but we still employ people, and
we've had a few conversations.
Look at the things we've kicked stones on that are just about identical. It's just a different thing.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Different products.
Exactly.
But even the little things we've taken from each other on stuff.
Huge.
It's just that's one of the things I love about the collaboration side. If you use your circles and your connections right, you can actually alleviate stress, because you're like, that's actually a really good idea, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And
You'll always learn something from conversation.
Men really aren't known to talk out loud, but the
Feelings come out.
but I suppose, like, that's the one thing I try and help do every now and again, is just pick up the phone and call another store and go, hey, how you going?
Yeah.
How's your week been? How's your month been? And it doesn't have to be another store owner, just someone that you know, and that helps mentally as well.
No, it's hugely important. Andy, who owns Hip Pocket Logan, he and I talk every third afternoon, and it's mainly very man conversation. How's your month going? How's the margin looking? You know, has there been much in the embroidery room? Yep. And I think Teela's looked at me a few times going, you two just have the same conversation. I'm like, and?
Yeah.
That's man speak. It's fine. We covered a lot of subjects. What have you learned in the perspective side of things? Like how make the perspective of whether you're succeeding or the team's succeeding, the perspective I had to learn about that, it wasn't all about me.
Yeah, the early days, I suppose, you're so short-sighted because everything's it feels like it's quite hard.
Yeah.
But then obviously as you grow and you start paying down debt and yeah, it becomes a bigger picture and not worrying about the small things, like when something goes wrong, just fix it, move past it. Because if you don't fix that problem, the customer's never coming back.
Yeah.
Regardless of the...
Yeah. Fix it, then go and kill someone. That's bad joke.
Yeah, I suppose that's maturing in your business as well, and that just happens naturally, or should happen naturally. But
like early days, if you look back, early days we could have probably done some of that stuff better. But the business grew so fast when we first took over.
Yeah.
Like we doubled in the first 12 months, easy.
And were you ready for that?
No.
That's
It was literally, that's burnout. And plus you think we had like 2 little kids.
Yep.
And then literally someone had come in, with a resume with tyre fitting. We're like, can you start now? So there was no even checking references. Can we just get in there and start fitting? Because we were so busy.
Yep.
Like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
So did you reach a point where you realised that you probably had all the staff, but you didn't have the team you needed?
Yeah, we worked out
procedures.
Well, we worked out years ago we'd go to a meeting and because, staff leaving or whatever, or not showing up, or there's a lot of stories from over the years. Someone got locked up so they into jail or something because they went out clubbing and something happened and then they didn't show up Monday. And you're just like, go to the meetings with JAX and it's like, oh yeah, that's just the industry. And it was early on that we were driving home and we went, if this is what they're saying the industry is, we are not going to survive this. We need to do something different.
Yep.
So then when we started employing people, we just started looking at it differently, which is why we asked the question about the car.
Yep.
Just to get a bit of a feel for them, but also have they got a passion for cars? Do they just need to have a go? Because they might have everything there, but just because they don't have experience.
Yep.
Experience is not everything. So we employed a heap of people. I don't know how many Domino's pizza delivery boys we've employed over the years. They've been amazing tyre fitters. Some have gone to wheel aligning, all different things. But it was employing the right personality to fit with us that had the same can-do attitude and wanted to work as a team. So our front counter staff and like us, we'll go and help fit tyres and do whatever. Like I spoke to Steve this morning and he'd just gone and helped the mechanics do a few jobs. Not that he needed to. He just wanted to go give them a hand, make the day a bit easier for him. We got tyre fitters that will come in and that can answer the phone. The mechanics and tyre fitters will swap positions and wheel aligner. Like everyone will help everybody because you have to work as a team. It's not, that's a workshop, that's office. It's just not how it is.
Yeah. And everyone has to have their place, but if you all work together, you get a lot done.
Absolutely, yeah.
Communication is the biggest thing.
Absolutely. And thinking juice.
And thinking juice. Got to have thinking juice.
So you have thinking juice that helps you think. What helps you think?
Camping, sitting around a fire, looking at the bush TV.
Bush TV.
I love it, eh?
Yeah. Do you, for me, it used to be motorcycling and those sorts of things, but now it's just time away with Teela and that sort of stuff. But
yeah.
I love sitting there and all of a sudden you go, I should have thought of this 12 months ago.
Yeah.
But I have a rule now. I've got to write it down.
Yeah.
If you don't write it down, it disappears. Don't deal with it.
Yeah. Well, I suppose the biggest thing is like, if we'll have a notepad next to our beds and you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you go, oh, I need to do that.
Yep.
Write it down. Otherwise you won't go back to sleep.
Absolutely. That was me at 2:30 this morning.
Yeah.
I email myself.
Yep.
So when I wake up, I've got an email.
Yeah. But I suppose when your head's clear and you're out camping or you're doing something like together or whatever, you do come up with some very creative ideas.
It can sometimes be, I don't know if it's always a good thing. Because whenever I go, hey, Steve, he's like, great. Because maybe come up with another idea, which means work for him.
But
Because
it-
whenever you have an idea, it means work.
Something we do here a little bit is that I invite my business friends to come and just have a wander around and give me some thoughts.
Yeah.
Because I've always been amazed at what a second set of eyes can do.
Yeah, we had that probably a month or two ago. We had some franchisees
Sydney.
from down south, and I just said, walk through my shop and just tell me what you think. Tell me what's right. Tell me what's wrong. You're not
We
going to
went down
offend me.
and did theirs as well.
Yep.
And it was great.
Isn't it amazing though? They I find when they do that to you, there's something you've been walking past for 3 months.
Yeah.
And they go, you put that over there, it's probably going to be twice as fast.
Yeah.
And I love the mental, like, son of a.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and whenever we're traveling somewhere, or we always call in and see those people, and check the store out and say good day, and get that connection with them as well, because you're always going to pick something up from a store.
Yeah. We visited heaps of JAX stores.
All right, the section we're in now is called What You Wish You Knew Earlier. So, if there's something that you wish you knew when you first got into this, what would it be?
Patience is the one thing I wish I've learned
Oh, that's right.
sooner.
Yeah.
Is being patient. I was always in a hurry to go the next step, but it was like, I just remember that it being a apprentice mechanic in my own business, while Dad was there, and I always felt like I'm never going to get in the office, or I'm never going to be able to do this.
You're always working in it, not on it.
Yes. Yep. But with time and experience, and I realise it now that it's benefited me.
Mm.
It's not a race, is it?
It can't be.
No.
Can't be a race.
I'm still capped to catch myself.
Yeah, and we're learning stuff every day still. Like every day's a school day, and just to be able to sit back now and work on the business a bit more with our manager, and you can see a lot more now.
Oh, look at the manager bit was a big key for me. Like employing Michael was probably like employing Eddie. Was they bring that numbers perspective that we're not looking at.
Yeah.
Because we own it.
Yeah.
And Michael disagrees with me all the time. No, he said you're just doing money.
Yeah.
Do you find that bit the same way with Eddie?
Yeah, he helps out a lot more.
He just does things, and sometimes we don't even know it's happened.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he knows the decisions that we would make. He just thinks the same as us. He's like 10 years older than us. 10 years younger than us. So
About to say, it looks good.
yeah. So, and he just reminds us of what we were like back then. Like he's got this motivation, and he's
Energy.
Yeah.
yeah.
So to be patient. What do you wish you knew?
That I'd get sleep. Like, it was big days. So, like, the first 2 years, I pretty much can't remember a whole lot of it.
Yep.
Steve would drop the kids off to daycare and pick them up. I was open and closed because Steve couldn't answer the phone. We'd get home, we'd have dinner, bath the kids, they'd go to bed, and then I would do paperwork because I didn't even think about the fact that I could get a bookkeeper. Never even come to my mind. I just thought I had to do it all. And we did everything ourselves, didn't we?
Yep.
Until we come to that realisation that, you know what, as a business coach, you just can't do it all.
There's a really good note in here that your parents gave you weekly nights off. What did they give you the weekly nights off for?
Because we were exhausted,
Yeah.
and we had no time for ourselves.
Yeah, so one Christmas, Mum and Dad, because we don't really want a present, but Mum and Dad said, for 12 months, we're going to give you a night off a week. We're going to take the kids. We're going to pick them up from daycare or school or wherever they were. But you're not allowed to go to work. You're not allowed to talk about work. And you could stay home, watch a movie. You can go out for dinner, whatever you want to do, just not work.
Or it stopped.
Yeah. So it sort of, when you're in business and there's a lot of stress and you're in that environment, it's important, your relationship with your partner. And it was definitely the best present we've ever been given.
Ever.
Yeah.
Because I think, you lose yourself even just being a parent.
Oh.
Especially mums.
Yep.
Like, you lose yourself on who you are. And then when you're a business owner, you're all these different things. So, it all started with us. And I think in the marriage, you've got to remember that is where it started. And that, you know, you're heading on the same direction, not just with the kids or the business, but with us.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably segues ourselves into the hard way stuff because, you know, the burnout thing, I've heard it from both of you a couple of times. When did you realise you were burning out? Probably different.
Probably too late.
Yeah, too late.
Mine's a bit different, but
Yeah, I suppose you just, I mean, I've always dealt with a bit of depression and stress and anxiety as well, but not realising it early enough and then it affecting.
it started to affect everything
Yeah.
to the point that he broke down at home and I just said, "You're going to the doctor. This is not right." So, because he wouldn't make it. So I made the appointment. I took him to the doctor. We had to go there and we're there and the doctor's like, "So what can I do?" And he just sat there. And I went, "He's going to tell you about how he's got depression." And I just let it in until he started talking about it because it comes down to that men don't talk about it.
No.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I suppose
so it's forced.
I even remember saying to my dad that I don't feel like I'm worth anything, and which is crazy because I'm sure if there was people that looked at my life and the opportunities that I've been given, and I've had to work hard to make all that happen as well, they'd laugh at me and just go, "What are you talking about? You're crazy." But I suppose always wanting more as well as a business owner, you always want to try to achieve more or squeeze a little bit more into the day. Or
Took me a long time to learn. You need to value what you've done. You know, I can tell you about. So I said on the podcast before, I've had a trip to pediatrics. I gave myself a panic attack in here. I got that worked up that my body mimicked a heart attack up my right side. And next thing you know, I'm lying in pediatrics at base, drinking the pink goop, making sure I wasn't having a heart attack. Toy Story was on. It was on the TV on the roof. But it is one of the unspoken things that people don't talk about in small business is that pressure, the burnout. I can tell you, and I bet you're going to back me up, you don't even know it's happening.
no, absolutely not.
Until such time as you start looking at your food intake, you look at your water intake, you look at your sleep patterns, you look at the conversations you have with people. That's some of the stuff that got me because I was down to one-word conversations with people. Ask the staff here; they didn't know what to do with me. Sometimes I felt like I got packed off in the corner with a cup of coffee just so they could get stuff done, and I was rational.
Yeah, I suppose as you get older as well, because when you're younger, you're in your 30s and you're pretty bulletproof, and I'll work until I'll work until I drop. But then as you get older and then you start sort of dealing with a few issues yourself and body parts start to fail, you go, maybe I should start listening to myself.
Body parts hurting. That's for the bird.
Well, he's had to have surgery for his, so he's in recovery.
All right.
You do eventually break. I think that was a breaking point for you. You realised that your body wasn't invincible.
Yeah.
Balancing business and marriage is a very tricky beast. As you both said earlier, that there is a lot of humour and so forth in it. But how did you learn to respect what each other's strengths and weaknesses were?
I think we've always been pretty respectful of that. I don't know. I don't know if I find it hard.
No.
I don't know if we've ever. You have your moments where you just think,
That's my mum.
you know what, I love you, but I really don't like you at the moment. You know, you have those moments.
I'm going to send you an email.
Yeah. I mean, we speak to couples and they're like, I could never work with him. But we've never had that moment. Obviously, you have your good days and bad days. But I suppose when you've been with someone for quite some time, I'll know when Jen is not right. And then I go, I've got to step up. I've got to be there. What can I do? How can I help you?
We call it our seesaw effect.
Yeah.
So if I'm down, Steve's got to come up to balance it. And the same when he's not right. We actually had it before we got here tonight. We had a job go wrong just before we left with one of the kids' cars and it's literally left on the hoist. And he's just like, I'm not in the right mental state for this. And we just stayed in the car and I just had to bring him back.
Oh, and Teal and I have been through that many times. So we actually have a very good marriage counsellor we saw years ago. She said it's never 50-50. Sometimes it's 60-40.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes it's 80-20.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
as you said, if you're in the right relationship,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
It's a
can,
seesaw.
and you can seesaw it. I think it's a great analogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So don't sweat the small stuff. What does that mean to you?
Oh, people just, they worry about some little things. You know, like,
It's probably like in business, it's never going to run perfect all the time. Like every day, there's going to be challenges that arise. And I suppose with other family that have had businesses and like, it's if something goes wrong, just fix the problem for the customer.
Yep.
Customer first.
Yeah.
Because you can always overcome it. You can always make more money later. But if you don't fix the problem and they're never going to come back, like I said earlier, but don't sweat the small stuff. Just move on.
just do the right thing.
Yeah. Just do the right thing by the customer. And we've seen other people in business and they've struggled. They're always like nitpicking at small things.
Yep.
And it's like, don't worry about that. Just
Well,
focus on the big picture.
Well, they look at like it's important to look at the dollars in your business, but it's not. I think it can be dangerous to get into the nitty gritty of it. Do you know what I mean? I think you know what. So business to me is you give good service, you give good value for money products, and you watch your expenses.
Yep.
Everything works. The only things you can control, or you can try and control what you sell, like as in marketing and everything, and then your baseline, your expenses. It's what you've got control of. So it's, I don't know if that's the best way to explain that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we move on to the book of questions,
Mm.
you both have to give me an answer. If you could tell your 18-year-old self something, just a sentence, what would it be?
Probably quit smoking earlier. I have not smoked for years, but I wish I would have had a whole lot more money back then.
If you're from around here, chances are you've had something embroidered, print or pressed by us. And if you haven't, come look us up. So the Master Brendan Golby
Yep.
has left a question in here. I don't know what it is. I haven't read it. So you get to read it out loud and give me a response to it. You both give me your own response. I don't mind.
Okay, in the relation to the industry you're in, what is the most common mistake you see consumers of your products and services make? Interesting question. What is the most common mistake we see consumers of your products?
I reckon to answer that question, the biggest thing is customers will come in, there's always promotion on, whether it's a 3 for 4 deal or whatever. They're always after that promotion. And then they buy those tyres, but it's not necessarily correct for their application. But then they come back and go, those tyres are terrible. Well, you potentially didn't buy the brand or ask the right questions. They're just buying the tyres because of the price.
Yep.
So it's
Or the
about
promotion. They're all about the free tyre.
they're all about the free tyre, and it's about, well, where do you drive? What do you do? What do you tow? And working out the best option for them. They're not necessarily worried about that. They're asking, well, they're coming in going, what's I want a free tyre. So they're buying the promotion.
And then, well, the other common thing would be, simple things in tyre maintenance, I suppose, like checking your air pressures regularly, once a month, check them. So one of the biggest things when we're changing people's tyres is either from low pressure or not getting wheel alignments or a rotate and balance, which is your maintenance, which is why we do our free JAX rotate and balance.
Yep.
When you buy 4 tyres and a wheel alignment, just so you have that ongoing maintenance, because you will get so much longer out of the tyres. Like people go, oh, what's the best tyre? And I went, well, it still comes down to how you maintain it.
Yep.
You know, it's like your clothes. Whether
Work boots is the big one here.
Yeah.
You can buy any boot you like in this place.
Yep.
If you look after it, it's going to last you roughly X amount of time. If
Yep.
you don't, I'll see you in 3 months.
Yeah, everything is maintenance, whether it's even with servicing your car.
Yeah.
It's the ongoing maintenance.
Yeah, the most common question I get asked, and there could be a $400 tyre, a $300 tyre, a $200 tyre. How many kilometres will I get out of that one? How many kilometres will I get of that one? It's not about how much you pay. It's
Yep.
about how you maintain.
Yep.
Because if you don't change the oil in your car, how long will that last?
Yep.
It won't.
Nothing like seeing the treacle coming out of the
Timber,
car.
a timber house,
Mm.
got to maintain it. Otherwise, it won't last.
We did a talk at, we got invited to Harristown State School
yeah.
earlier in the year, and we got invited to talk to the Year 12 students about vehicle maintenance and servicing. And one of the things we actually mentioned to them was if when you see something come up, so you know if brakes are coming soon, or when you hear whatever service provider you go to and they tell you what needs to be done, work that in. Don't wait till your next service, because what people do is they hold off.
Yep.
And they hold off. And then all of a sudden, it now has to be done. It's not you need to do it soon. And then they've got this massive bill, and then they're freaking out because, you know, they don't have the money for it.
Yep.
Which is our peace of mind thing.
Yeah.
Hey, this is not urgent, but we're planning this.
Like Harley's always said, oil is cheap.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Fixing a broken car is not. So, do you remember the question you were going to write in that book?
Do you remember it?
So you could just start a brand new page.
I do. I wrote it in my phone.
So write your names at the top and then write your question in. I take it you're the one with the good handwriting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm
the
a-
question's on my phone. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
You can't tell.
My kids used to say to us years ago, "Are we rich? We're rich in family. We're not rich in dollars."
You know, the funny one for me is sleep. Is that I value how I'm traveling, me, by the amount I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
So I use a sleep apnea.
Yeah.
And I can vary between 5.5 to 7.5 hours. You follow my app, it goes like this, and I can tell you when there's stuff happening because I'm sleeping about 5 hours a night, tops. And that's when I know, like, hang on, handbrake.
Yep.
Got to have a look at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Just triggers. That's what I find. And
Sleep's very important.
Yeah, I'm only 6 to 7 hours.
me too. But when I get less than that, the alarm bells go off.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to cut you off.
No.
What's coming up for JAX?
We do have a pretty cool thing happening, but we can't talk about it yet because we haven't done the launch. But watch our Facebook page and Instagram because it'll be coming probably the next couple of months.
Yep. So look at that camera over there and tell them where can they find JAX.
Okay, you can find JAX at 330 to 332 James Street, across the road from Clifford Garden Shopping Centre, on our Facebook page and Instagram. And probably one more little thing that is coming, which is actually getting deployed tomorrow, is digital workflow and inspections. So the way it will be coming through to customers is going to be a whole new experience. So this software with the JAX are the only ones in Australia that have it. So it's really, really cool. It's been used a lot in America. So photos and everything required will all be getting texted to your phone.
How cool is that?
It's very, very cool what's coming. So we've got a small deployment tomorrow, but yeah.
Are we seeing a social media video about that?
Soon.
Good.
Yeah, there will be something soon on that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's us. Thank you very much for watching The Hard Way. You can find us on Spotify, on Apple, and on YouTube. Just search The Hard Way by Graham Strang. You can find us. Go from there. Team, thank you. Ito's been
Thank you,
fantastic.
Graham.
I can reach your arm.
Yeah.
And we're done.
Awesome. Thanks.